Hey guys, what's up? This is Pants Art Dragon, and today we're doing the top 5 best supports for solo queue as of patch 5.18. The last time we did this was in patch 5.16, and since then Braum has gotten a nerf, Jenna too, Bard gets a buff, Morgana gets a buff. My opinion changed a little bit, and with that being said, let's get started.
Disco Dancer.
So first up at number 5 is going to be Nautilus. I do feel like not a lot of people are playing him as much as they did before, but definitely he's still a good champion. He still brings a lot of CC, pretty good damage, and really good at locking people down with his ultimate and, all of his other CC. Definitely his E is one of his strongest points. Having it on like a very low cooldown helps a lot in team fights, and he's just like, doesn't really need items, all he needs is levels, so that's why he's so good. Next up is going to be Braum. So I've never actually put him in a tier list ever since he was, pretty good. The reason behind that was because I saw people picking him. I just thought he was like okay and average and like kind of like this off pick. But then I recently saw a lot of people were picking him, and then apparently he was meta, even though they were really small buffs to him. Either way, his laning phase is pretty decent, but his mid game and late game are very strong, as his E can definitely block some really big skill shots like Nami's ultimate, and definitely peel easily for his AD carry with the shield, along with packing a lot of CC with his Q and R. He's also pretty easy to pick up, so I definitely recommend you playing him if you aren't the best in the mechanics department, hence why he's in my champion pool. Up next at number 3 we have Thresh. So Thresh, nothing happened, he's definitely really good at carrying the lane, as he outputs a lot of damage and definitely like very high in the damage department as a support. He also brings a lot of utility since all of his abilities can be used offensively or defensively. He's also got really nice roaming ganks with his Q and E, and honestly probably the best carry support in the game at the moment if you want to climb as a support. Then next up is going to be Jenna. She was number 1 before, but she received a nerf to her tornado range, and the AP ratio on her ultimate did go down a little bit. I think the range definitely did hurt, because now she can't engage as hard as she could before. It's still really good for kiting of course, but it's just not what it used to be. But they're very small nerfs, so she's still here at number 2. And at number 1 is Soraka. So this girl, I did say she was very strong when the coin did get buffed. I remember getting a lot of hate. I remember thinking, she was a niche champ that I picked up because I thought she was very strong, and she was also very simple to play. So I just picked her up, but obviously maybe some other support mains or whatever had some opinion of theirs and said things like she wasn't the best support, there's definitely better. But fuck them, she's the best, at least in my eyes. I feel like there's so much hidden potential with her. You can easily dive the bottom lane if you're ahead and you're poking them down. But I feel like something like that potential isn't being used yet. There's probably certain team comps that are very good with her, like sieging or something like that. But let's just talk about in general, and basically, if her team is ahead and the enemy is trying to make some picks onto her team, you can't kill them. If you're trying to go into AD carry, you can't kill them because Soraka's there, and you're literally forced to kill Soraka, otherwise, well, you can't kill anyone on the team. The only thing that sucks about her is that she doesn't have any roaming potential. She can counter gank and make the situation better for her team, but she has no engage per se, only disengage in a form of healing her teammates and letting them live. But yeah, she's definitely ban worthy because she's just very annoying in that sense, and literally no one wants to deal with her. Oh, and did you know she was actually my first champion to get the level 5 for the mastery level, along with Mordekaiser, 2 champions that aren't junglers, so that kind of says something that I literally play OP champions. But that's for another video and another story, and actually there probably is another video, but whatever. Next up, we're going to be doing some honorable mentions, and first up is going to be Blitzcrank. So Blitzcrank is in my champion pool also. I just love hooking people, literally making their life hell. I make some creative pulls, I'd like to say. For instance, when a minion's about to die, they don't expect the pull coming right after the minion's about to die. And boom, easy life, land those hooks, easy game. Roam mid, make their life easier. And he's just such a great champion, especially for solo queue. If you're really good at landing those hooks, definitely try and pick him up, as he does make those pick plays and, makes the game easier. Hello Leona, you're pretty good at all-in lanes. In my elo, it's a bit difficult for her since she can be poked down before she can all-in. She doesn't really have any form of disengage, and so if the jungler does come, she basically has no escapes except for queuing the enemy jungler. And even then, it's an easy target for the enemy jungler to pick off and get Leona, so she can be very bad if the enemy jungler does camp you. But otherwise, she's definitely really good at all-landing onto enemy carries and roaming to other lanes. She's definitely got some really high base damage in her kit. Hauser is also a really good support too. He's good at headbutting away the enemy jungler and also setting up ganks for his jungler too. Since he does offer so much CC, and when the mid game and late game comes, he becomes a beast like tank, since his ultimate does give him 70% reduced damage to all sources. And the enemy is basically zoned because they do fear his CC combo, so he can definitely be a big threat. One thing he does lack is damage, so laning wise 2v2 in the bottom lane, he's not that great. He just like kind of stands there and waits for his jungler to come or disengage, or just heal his AD carry. Next up is Bard, so his W mana cost did get buffed a bit, and his E cooldown goes down by like 2 seconds. Yeah, magical buffs. Anyways, he's actually a pretty good champion before those buffs, and so if he got a buff now, well, that makes him pretty good in my opinion. But I will say that there's better choices to pick than him, unless you're really good at him, since his ultimate actually takes some skill to use and, decision making. But if you don't have that, look away from this champion and pick someone else who's easier. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know who your #1 support champion is. Mine is, well, I can't believe it, it's Soraka. It's been that for like the last 3 months, and I'll play her if I'm in the support role. But people have been banning her recently. And leave a like if you actually did enjoy this video, because it does help my channel a lot. And I will see you guys next time.